what they say, but are we really God's? What part of us is God? The head, the liver, the heart? Certainly the body is rightly called the temple of God. But who is that God in the temple? You don't have to travel. This is beautiful. You don't have to travel anywhere to go find God. It's right in you. Now, you don't have to go to the east to the spiritual systems, the psychological systems in the west. We have these treasures of truth in our hands right now. And the treasures are the ability to use the mind in thinking and visualizing. That's one of the greatest treasures. If we don't use these treasures, we're not going to be benefited that much. Just finding gurus and reading spiritual books will not take you the distance. What's needed for the Western person, particularly, is to use the mind ourselves, to start to develop these great, great powers of observation, concentration, and visualization to reach the truth. And it's way more important. The art of visualization is way more important than you think it is, because visualizing, being able to visualize, means having. This world and the other world, just like me. I wanted a house. I made it by visualization. It means the means of having. And as you start to practice, you'll realize that it's yourself. You'll visualize, something you need. One time I was with Descalus, and I said, Descalus, I really could use some more money. What do you suggest? He said, do what I do. I said, what? And he said, just see yourself having the thing. Don't worry so much about the means of getting it. Just see yourself having it. That's visualization. In this world, if you want a better house, you have to tear down the old house, clear the ground, rebuild brick by brick. It takes a lot of time. It's very hard. And you build it based on your idea of a better house, of course. But it's the same as when you pass over, just so much easier in the psychoanalytical world. Clear, now, but it has to be clear thought. Yes, Carolina?
I need to translate Andrés, please. Cuando Andrés era pequeño,
when I was little children,
una vez me dijo, mamá, quiero tirarme del bungee.
one time I told her, I want to jump from the bungee.
Y entonces le dije, eso nunca lo vas a hacer.
And she told me, you will never do that.
Y entonces salgo de la habitación,
And then she go out of the room,
regreso,
she comes back,
and Andrés estaba encima de la cama así.
and I was in the bed like this.
Y entonces le dije, ¿qué estás haciendo?
She told me, what are you doing?
Y me dice, él era muy pequeño, a little boy really, y me
I was
dice,
little.
estoy imaginando cómo mi mamá me dejó tirarme del bungee.
I'm visualizing how my mom took me to jump from the bungee.
Y 2 years after, yo le pagué para que se tirara del bungee.
She took me to the bungee.
I don't know how really.
It is.
2 years after.
Now, I find that story very interesting in 2 points. One, you said, you'll never do that.
No.
And the second point is, this guy bungee jumped from the highest building in the world.
Yeah.
And the second point I find funny is that you're translating for her when last night you said, only English. At the dinner table last night, he said, no, Mom, you got to talk English. I'm not going to translate for you.
Because I was imagining that my boy translate me.
Okay, now I'm going to put a question to you. What do you think's more valuable? As we always say that, this mind starts as formless, but then it forms into noetic substance, psychical substance, and finally matter substance, material substance. What do you think is more important? The material substance everybody's running around trying to collect in terms of property and jewels and money, or the ability to visualize anything we need? It's a great, great power.
Never get lost in the materialistics.
What's that?
Never get lost in the materialistics.
Daniel, I never told one guy who is